Hello everyone, we made it. We are at Election Day, November 3rd, 2020. And numerologically, it is also a completion day. So we're completing something. Some sort of cycle is coming full circle. So the fact that we're in a completion day and the number 9, and it's about listening to your intuition, it's about following your feeling flow. It is a number of the feminine. I expect the feminine to be strong and powerful and right there and voting and the force that is going to make a difference in whatever way. So let's talk about the number 9. To Pythagoras, the number 9 is the limit to which the generative principles of numbers reach. Ancient mathematical philosophers called the 9 the finishing post, and that which brings completion. We say a cat has 9 lives, or go the whole 9 yards, or we're on cloud 9, or we're dressed to the nines. Today activates the 9 muses of ancient Greece. They were the muse of poetry, the muse of history, the muse of tragedy, the muse of music, the muse of love, inspiration, and pantomime, the muse of dancing, my favorite, the muse of astronomy, the muse of comedy, and the muse of eloquence. I think that's interesting. Don't you think that's interesting? I think that's interesting. Okay, so my translation, we're in a poetic historical tragedy that is about love and inspiration winning, and the dancing and the celebration and the astronomy and the stars, and everything can look at this through the eyes of comedy and potentially eloquence maybe later. Okay, at least that's what we hope. Now, the Chinese had the word for gift and 9 were actually identical words, and I think that's also sort of interesting. So in ancient Asia, gifts are given in groups of 9 to be respectful and honoring. In the positive, the number 9 is psychic, intuitive, emotional, sensitive, creative, artistic. You've heard me say all that before. In the negative, the number 9 can be depressed, reactive, and distraught. So we're going to have both those extremes. So the number 9 is Isis, but it's also Nephthys, which is the dark side of Isis. So there's both, right? So because it's associated with Isis, in the mythology, Isis was asked to go on a spiritual journey to recover the parts of her husband, Osiris's body, because his brother Seth had killed him. And Seth had torn Osiris's body apart and scattered it across the world, so Isis could not put it back together and breathe life back into it. And she could find every piece, but she could not find his heart. Even though she did not have the heart, she was able to breathe life back into him for one final time to make love to him and conceive their child Horus, which became like the all-seeing eye Horus, right? Which is a very powerful deity that's even on our US dollar. Now, we are all on a karmic journey, just like Isis. And we are trying to recover our heart. Some may not find it again. Some may be able for a brief time to breathe some life back into this reality, and some understand that the old heart was too broken to heal, and so there must be an evolution of love that will be challenging and frightening. The lesson is to learn that it is our heart that is the emotional doorway to awareness. This number wants to serve mankind, abandon prejudices, and see from a bigger and more inclusive place. The gift of this number today is empathy. Shallowness does not support empathy. To cultivate this emotion, you have to be around others who are deep and honest. This is the number of close friends, not large groups. So you would be wise to stay inside with those you love and be together with them. The negative side of this number is about recognizing that there are also many people with deeply unresolved personal issues, and those issues are the basis for their emotional outbursts. Okay. Astrology for today. Okay. A karmic reckoning is at hand. No matter what the outcome, The astrology indicates aggressiveness and combative actions as rage will be unleashed by covert groups. People will be misbehaving and acting like babies and using this moment to channel misfired aggression into destructive behaviors. The middle of the month, and I'm skipping ahead. I know I'm a little off today, but I needed to skip ahead because the middle of the month actually gets worse, not better. So pent-up rage is going to brew civil uprisings. Stay calm, stay kind, and do not engage. It is time to restrain many negative expressions. As the November astrology continues, you have to expect that the coronavirus is going to explode in mid-November, and each time this astrology has shown up, there have been extreme spikes in the outbreaks, and people are going to get sick and die. And it is a tragedy that is reminiscent of a Shakespearean drama or a Greek tragedy. I expect certain people to decide to push things into courts. I warned everybody that this was going to take longer than you expect. Regardless of the winner, there isn't an astrological shitstorm happening right here into 2021. I've been warning about this for 4 years. Okay, so it's like, you should be used to me saying this by now, but maybe now you actually start to believe me. Okay, so Mercury turns at noon out of the retrograde pattern, and I expect in the coming weeks that decision making can and will slowly improve. As this planet unwinds itself, problems tend to magnify, and they want to intentionally keep the confusion at a high level. Don't react. Okay. Answers that you have been desperately seeking will eventually arrive, and things that have felt stuck and stalled begin to inch forward. It will be difficult to make sense out of many things. Your mind is distracted and in overwhelm. Know that errors are highly likely. Be careful and check yourself. Put the alcohol way far away from you. Do not drive. Okay? Calm down. Don't listen to the news. Find out tomorrow. Okay. Venus and Uranus quincux. One part of you wants to be with others, and one part of you wants no more drama. The feelings of freedom and independence are running super strong. Be confident, but do not intentionally try to rock the boat. Most people have boats that have no ballast in them, and they are completely unstable. If you know that, it is cruel to intentionally put pressure on them and rock the boat. Bad juju, bad karma, shame, shame. Okay, now, the quote for today. Without conscience, the world collapses more deeply into suffering. Without heart, the world collapses into hate. Without empathy, the world collapses into despair. Okay, my blog for today. Another person can never change who I am. Another law will not change my morals and values. Another upset will not change my intuitive knowing. Another situation will not change the trajectory of my soul's evolution. Such things are set in stone and have been there for thousands of linear years. I can feel the parts of myself that have stood up for goodness. Those parts carry a lot of clout and direct my actions now and in the future. I am more than comfortable with who I am deep inside. I am more than happy with my soul's awareness. I am ecstatic with my bang-on intuition that has helped me create safety and structures that were in place before all this happened. Drop in, discover who you are, find out how amazing you are, and all of this stuff will evaporate or will minimize or will come into a proper balance, because none of this external stuff at the end of the game is going to stop you from your journey, from your personal values and truth. I mean, it just, it might delay it, or something, but I've just learned in even delaying it, and at any point when I sell out my core and my truth, that then all hell breaks loose. Okay, now there's a difference between recognizing that you have made a wrong turn and to correct the wrong turn and to come back and to align with truth again. Okay, so there's a difference in those, right? So, this is about your core truth, not your head truth, not your ego mind, not what you think you want, because higher consciousness doesn't always get what it wants anyway. So, but here we are. I'm holding everyone's hand. We'll do this together. We can make it through. Okay. Breathe.